Okay.
Let's go beat up that lady who killed
Gavel.
Dr. Watson.
Dr. Watson.
I was worried something like this might happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are.
Yes, I remember now. This guy never wrote out a second plan, even though he knew the first one could screw him over. Did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card.
I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle.
So you rigged a trial.
That was very poor for flawless.
But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch.
That sketch was utterly useless at every meaning, other than the fact that you placed it on
terrible.
something else.
Yeah. It was an unusual, careless mistake.
How many mistakes you make, investigator, in your daily
He's literally
occupation?
bleeding from the mouth every time he coughs.
Oh, yeah. So, you mean to say, you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course, your salary must be terrible.
I was working undercover.
Undercover? Well, now it's been blown.
Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently.
You want to pin on me?
Yeah, sounds good. You want to be a scapegoat? In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not liable to divulge.
He's not liable? That will make this man not liable!
Oh, I'm
Not
sorry,
liable.
liberty to divulge. My bad. However, I can state periodically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide.
Considering what the other person said, then this means that they are very related.
Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. At the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table.
Take him down.
If that is indeed true, clearly you would have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in arrangement.
They made an arrangement?
An agreement. Would that be correct? Sir, I'm not long for this world. I've been poisoned, I think. Correct, Your Excellency.
Unbelievable.
As I suspected.
Mia!
Yeah.
been shot. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim had slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim was the same table was a young lady whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders.
Special orders? You mean to say...
Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders.
But what if this English woman was the killer?
I think it would be everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. You're going under, sir. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect. Well, without inferable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the phantom woman in the case.
But it's not right.
I know you're Runosuke, not right.
I'm gonna make a guess that he was gonna shoot her and then she shot him first. Like Han Solo.
Maybe? One possibility does spring to mind.
What do you mean, Kazuma?
Yumi University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them studying in the medical facility's research laboratory is a young English woman.
What?
You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're chosen candidate for the overseas study tour.
You mean...
When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that the named lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Jezebel. Jezebel. No. What is that?
Josiah?
Gisela?
Josiah.
Giselle?
Giselle Brett.
Giselle.
Giselle. He is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yumi University Medical Facility.
What? What's happening here?
I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this woman's presence at the scene. We covered it all up and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. I must know. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Ryunosuke is dead. The end. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by practical, critical premise. Are particularly critical about this. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have discovered that this premise is false, it would be a declaration, it would be a discretion of our justice to ignore the truth and give ruling at this point.
Objection!
But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing a noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Consul. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom.
Oh,
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency.
and that means you'll be going against some special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly.
So it won't be a problem?
Oh, I'm gonna die. Nothing will get in my way.
Why is he suddenly becoming very reliable?
He's your detective of the game, I guess. I think this is your detective of the game. This is your gumshoe. This dying man.
Fine, man.
Is that our gumshoe dying man?
Prosecution would call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Your Excellency.
It's wonderful to know that you guys would have pegged me as a murderer just because I'm not English.
True. Good. Then they will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening.
Good luck kidnapping that woman.
That's be my job. I'm an assassin, you see. I'm an assassin judge.
To be continued.
Man, this first trial's going on forever.
Yeah, this is abnormally long for a first trial.
Yeah, it is.
Dang, we have a part 2. When's the part where I become an actual lawyer?
Next
Good job,
chapter?
gunfire.
Up. They brought Ryunosuke to the shooting range. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb.
You threatened my face several times. My heart was
Listen,
in
it's
there.
been the job. It was almost unbelievable. How many times you got things wrong? You said I was dead. You said some terrible things. I mean, looking at you there and there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth.
I think I did a great job of grinding my teeth down. Now I need to go to Hot Tech Clinic.
It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies.
Do I get to take your place now as the one going to Great Britain?
Yeah, no, I'm going to Great Britain. I'm going to make it there. You'll see.
I think he's gonna die and then we immediately get chosen because we managed
good.
this case.
He's going to die on the boat. And then Ryunosuke's gonna he's gonna die on the boat or whatever,